Hello, my name is Juju Kearns, and this is my leadership profile. The leader I selected, her name is Jillian Robinson. She works at the Lope Shop Distribution Center, and she is the Lope Shop Distribution Center's manager. So, in the leadership matrix, we had the 6 questions that were selected that I asked her in my interview, and just here's a brief summary of the her 6 answers. So, her answer to question one is that she stated that trust creates a strong working relationship between leadership and employees. Her answer to question two was that she had gradually become more confident in her choices and her actions over the course of her time in leadership. Her answer to question three is that her employees were very receptive to her leadership style. Her answer to question four is that her values are the foundation of her decisions. Any decision that she makes can be rooted, typically rooted in, or can be traced back to some core value that she holds. Her answer to question five is that she encourages independent decision making amongst her employees, and that's kind of how she promotes growth amongst her workers by allowing them to grow in kind of their own mental thinking and processing capabilities. And her answer to question six is that integrity, accountability, and respect were like her top three most prominent uh, values that should be within a leader. Some of her There weren't a lot of key takeaways that she had from the interview and just from talking to some of her employees. She was a very well put and good manager. But kind of the vibe that I was getting from her is that she used to not be so confident in her decision making, and that could was more so due to her being new to the job. But like I said, as I mentioned earlier, she mentioned that she became a lot more confident in her decisions, interested in herself in that leadership position, more managerial position over time. And with Jillian being such a very good manager and just very good leader, there weren't a lot of positive changes that one could make. Typically, if you were to make a change to her leadership style, it ended up actually having more of a negative effect in practicality. The one thing I could find though is that when she values accountability, but it tends to be very self-focused, holding herself accountable and making sure that she's taking responsibility for her actions. Um, she doesn't so much do it to her employees. Um, there could be an instance where maybe the employees are kind of slacking off a bit or taking a bit of a break on work when there is clearly stuff to be done, and she isn't very quick or like as on top of that in terms of getting them back on track or getting them focused to work. So that's maybe something that she could improve in as a leader. Um, she is very big on human flourishing and just promoting success in general. Um, Talking to any of the employees there, it is very evident that she teaches them a lot of skills and that they just generally learn a lot of things while under her that not only make it easier to work within the Lope Shop distribution center, but they're also skills that can be applied in everyday life or even in other jobs. And that is so important with the growing workforce, and it's the complexity of the workforce. Having those skills, which allow you to just thrive at a number of things, make it so much easier to get a job in nowadays. And there's are my references. Thank you for listening.